welcome to the Butler's Scullery. Can you come around this side? I'll show you what we're doing here. We're doing this salad today which we've decided to create, which is called Magna Carta Salad, and it's based on 2015 when King John signed the Magna Carta, and obviously this year's the 800 year celebration. So it's a play on the 1, the 2 and the 15. So the one thing we're going to do is avocado. Now this is vegetarian dish, but if you wanted to add some prawns or ham or something to it, perfectly good. So we take our avocado and split it around. If you twist it, you find that it will come away quite nicely. I'm using a smallish plate for this, but under other circumstances you might want to do a larger plate. Now what we've done is we've done these eggs. Now they're kind of soft boiled, and there's nothing wrong with having a little bit of yolk running through the middle of it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to relax this out nice and gently. It looks like it's a bit of a mess, but don't worry about that, because what we want is the top to come away. So what we're going to do is we're going to merely take that small piece of egg like that, and we want it to break away, and we want this kind of 2 halves of an egg, but kind of egg cup like. Now, it's a bit messy and a bit fiddly, but it looks quite presentable in the end. So there's our 2 nice pieces of egg with a slightly runny yolk. And the way to get the runny yolk is fairly simple. Boil it for 90 seconds and then leave the eggs in the water. Get rid of your debris from here and then wash your hands. Always have a bowl of soapy water at the ready, so you can keep your hands nicely washed and separate yourself from other products than salad and vegetables and so on. Although the two go together quite well, because there's obviously no blood or juices on the actual chopping board. So that's our 1 and our 2. So now what we do is we begin with our salad. So we take a tomato, take the ends off like this. They can be used for something else. Nice sharp knife, thinly sliced. There's a little bit about presentation as well. You take the tomato and go to the middle and bring the knife down, like so. Okay, and down to the middle. And we can present these by just curling them slightly, standing them up like little soldiers, and work your way around the outskirts of the plate. That's our first bit. Then we take our cucumber. Again, we don't want a lot, because you may want this just as a dish on its own, but you may also want to have it as a side salad, so you just reduce it accordingly. Relatively thin slices. We only want 3 or 4, and then with these you can bunch them together to the middle. Same approach, and just curl them round like this. Makes them look just a little bit different rather than kind of a mass on the plate. Now here we have some beetroot, which I made myself, pickled myself. And the way we do this, I use red wine vinegar, and I use balsamic vinegar, a little bit of Worcester sauce or Henderson relish. I highly recommend, it's beautiful. And what we do is we take a piece of kitchen roll, a couple of pieces, and we just pop them over like that, because we don't want the sort of blood juice of the beetroot making a hell of a mess. And all we want is a couple of slices. This is just to add some acidity to the relative sweetness of our salad. And all we want is just a couple of pieces, if I can get them out, like this. And it doesn't matter what shape they are, you're just adding colour. So, as I say, red wine vinegar, balsamic vinegar, a little bit of Worcester sauce, and a very small amount of ground black pepper and some celery sauce. There we are. So we're going to leave them there for a second, just pat them over and let them just rest. Got some very small, little tiny baby carrots here. Now, not to worry about these baby carrots. They've been scrubbed and cleaned, and we want it to look fairly rustic. Over cleaning things can sometimes take away some of the goodness. For example, with potatoes, more vitamin C in a potato than there is in an orange, but not if you peel it. So we try to keep the peel as much as possible. And with these carrots, nice tin, like a julienne almost, of carrot. And all we want is a little tiny bit there, like that. So that's done. Now take some celery. All I'm going to do is go to the, square it off, go to the length I roughly want, which is about like that, split it down the middle and cut it. Then, about 1 centimetre down, start to splay it slightly like that. And again, same with the other piece. Do it skin size, so you're making sure that you're actually getting through to the softer tissue, and this helps it splay slightly, so you get this kind of splay effect. Very decorative, but also I think it just does add a little bit of something. And it's not particularly chefy, but it is, I think, adds something to presentation if you want to impress your guests. Or impress yourself, because the whole point of cooking is the therapeutic nature of it. Here we have a banana shallot. Simple thing to do with shallots. Take the ends off, dispose of them, and simply score down the shallot with your finger, pop in, and you'll find that you won't be losing much of the onion. And there we have it. That's your shallot. Cut it in half and down the middle. Again, similar sort of thing. Splay it. If you lose a bit, don't worry about it. Put it in a stock pot or use it for something else later. And again, this is something we can just pop in there like that. Open it up. Just gives it a little bit of artistry, shall we say. Now, I've got some mushrooms here that I've soaked in lemon juice and white wine vinegar, and then I've simply allowed them to dry out. And all I'm going to do with these is cut them into fours. And we don't want a lot of this, so we just pop that in the corner. As I say, with the avocado, you could fill it with prawns or some diced ham or something. Here we have a radish, again washed. It's important that you wash these things. And we want these in nice thin slices, as such. There we go. And we don't want a lot of this again, just building up a nice little mixture of flavours so that this helps. Now, the additional thing I'm going to add here is some endivian and flickery salad, which I'm just going to pop like this across there. See all the beautiful colours coming together. And spring onion, I always think, has a slightly different flavour to other onions. And again, we can do this quite nice and chefy, is to be careful with your fingers. If you're not keen with a knife, I suggest that you have a look at the tips on the Butler Scullery website, butlerscullery.co.uk, and again, we can get this how you want it, how you feel comfortable. And of course the website has immeasurable amounts of information on it about everything from local produce to knife skills, making a cartouche, etc, etc. Now, I've got a nice red chilli here. Don't want a lot of this, and you can de-seed it if you wish. I don't particularly wish to do that. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to chop this into little tiny fine pieces, just as a sprinkle through the middle. Now you can add something else if you wish to, and we just sprinkle that over like so. Okay, so we're nearly there. It's quite simple. Get yourself a lime and cut it in half. In the meantime, I'm going to now add the beetroot. So I can select a couple of nice pieces that I feel look quite good. Pop them up against the tomato here. The reason why we let them soak like this, or dry like this rather, is to make sure that the blood doesn't run, if you like, to call it blood, and dispose of that. Now what I want to add here is a little bunch of grapes. Now sweetness and salad go together very beautifully, so we pop that there like that. Obviously they've been washed and cleansed. And the final flurry, if I can open this, you can always tap the side of the lid, it releases the air pressure. Take a nice gherkin and we will similarly split him down like that and then across like that. Don't worry if it looks like it's gone slightly wrong. And we pop him in there as the crowning glory. Now that's your salad completed. This is one of our own dressings that we make. They're not for sale, we're a non-profit making organisation. We just make this, we give it to friends or whatever. We've got chutneys and things over there that we make, amongst other things. This is what I call a German dressing. I was taught the culinary arts in Germany a very long time ago, 30 odd years ago. And this is a dressing which is 2/3 vinegar and 1/3 extra virgin olive oil. The vinegar part, I try to use a nice good quality red wine vinegar with a dash of balsamic vinegar. All of it quite healthy and good for you. If you do this and put it in a bottle for about 48 hours with a little chopped garlic and a little tarragon, it gives it a beautiful flavour. So you give that a good old shake, get your thumb over the end, don't be afraid, it's your thumb, you're going to be eating it, and give it a good drizzle over the top, and there we have the Magna Carta Salad. Thank you for watching, and please do visit the Butler's Scullery, where you will find an awesome amount of information on everything to do with culinary skills, everything to do with cooking, plus all your different meat cuts, how the butcher operates, and you can recommend your local butcher, baker, fishmonger, farm shop, etc. So from me, goodbye, and have great fun cooking.